Hi, Darren Criss.
Hi, man.
How
Hello.
you doing?
Hey, I'm here. Good morning.
Okay, so we were hoping that we could perform today.
Uh-oh.
And I wanted
That
to
was
do...
my fake surprise voice. Was that good? Did that sound...
No,
okay.
I wanted to do a love song with Darren. And I was told, you know, maybe that would be uncomfortable for most people. Why can't I do a love song, a duet with Darren?
Did you watch Glee?
I don't think he even knows what that is.
Of course I did. But you know, doing a love song with me would be a whole different experience. It would take your acting ability to a new level.
It's every man's wildest fantasy.
It really is.
Every Elvis Duran fan.
At least most football teams.
Driving to work every morning goes, God, this is the voice of a man I want to sing a love song with.
I know. I bring that out in all beasts. I can show you the world.
So far, so good.
Shining, shimmering, splendid.
So much articulation.
Tell me, princess, now when did you last let your heart decide?
You were going to do this the whole time, weren't you? I can open your eyes.
Now stare me in the eye like I like it.
Take you I wonder. It's good thing it's on the radio. You don't know what our hands are doing. Over, sideways, and under on a magic carpet ride.
A whole new world.
Yeah, baby, take me on the carpet.
A new fantastic point of view. No one to tell us no
Is it all right so
or
far?
where to go.
Okay, I'm going to be Jasmine.
Or say we're
do.
My dream's coming true.
only dreaming. A whole new world.
A dazzling place I never knew.
But when I'm way up here, it's crystal clear that now I'm in a whole new world with you.
Let's just quit while we're ahead. Just end it. End it.
Much better, thank
Some
you.
people can't hear anymore, but
Okay, so
they'll
Dude.
live.
every gay guy's dream, Darren Criss just saying a whole new world while staring me in the eye.
Wow, thank you. I live to serve.
I won't need porn this weekend.
Aw, that's so sweet.
I love the falsetto, man.
Thanks, bro. That falsetto really helps Elvis Duran kick his porn habit. That's what they always say.
That's what Mom always said.
That's what Mom always said. She said, son, you keep singing with that falsetto, you'll help a lonely man survive a day.
I mean, Darren, think about it. The alternative would be what? You would be doing what?
Just in general in life?
Yeah, what would you be doing? You would,
Oh, my gosh.
You'd be a professional sports guy,
don't
like
know.
a tennis player. What would
I
you
don't
be?
know. It's not a sexy, funny answer. It's just a straight up, it's going to be like, I don't know, I'd be a teacher probably.
That's great, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to be a teacher. Teachers are the
What
real,
about a music
the real
teacher?
superheroes. I would love to be a music teacher. Music teachers are always the awesomest. Even if you don't have any musical aptitude, I think everybody had a cool music teacher at some point.
Well, I guess, I think all of us, Danielle and Bethany and I think we all studied the arts whilst in high school.
Yeah.
The thing about, and if you're in a music program, or you were when you're growing up, the thing about going to band or choir, chorus, whatever, is you had your academics where you had to study this and that, but then you got to go to this class with other people like you,
Right.
who were definitely living on this little island of make-believe sometimes.
Yeah, all the time.
And you got to perform, you got to learn things that were sort of just out of the scope of everyone else in that school.
Yeah,
And
I mean, I
love
think
that.
all performing arts to me, I was never one of those guys that needed to be in the performing arts for my ego, or I never needed the attention, despite what I think a lot of people think of performers. I just always liked the community. I think it's pretty basic community skills and what it is to build something with other people, and that's something bigger than yourself, and how to think outside of the box. I mean, all the skills that I feel like a lot of the great musicians and performers are good at are things that serve them in the larger world.
We had Jordan Fisher in here this week.
Oh, that kid is so talented.
Very
Holy
talented.
smokes.
We were talking about while he was playing the part of Duty in Grease Live on
Use of
TV.
Duty, just let's be very clear.
I love saying Duty. So he was talking about how they all got together as the community to put on Grease Live. I mean, what a production. When you
Yeah,
have to
that's
do it
great.
live on TV, there's so many things to think about beyond doing it on a stage.
Oh, yeah.
So they worked and worked and worked and worked and worked. Then they did it. It was great. And then, boom, done. It's
Right.
over.
That's it.
Only one performance.
Yeah.
And I was wondering what it feels like to do something like that big buildup, and then it's done. What does it feel like when you're coming down off of it the next day.
Well, that's what's so. I mean, those things are so specific to like. Those are very. Those are they're like anomalies to how theater works. Because I mean, even though a lot of those guys are theater actors, typically you don't do like that. You have 7 more shows that week. So
Right.
if you do have this high after performance, you go yes, and it kind of inspires you to do it again. Or if it sucks and you blew it, you go, oh man, good thing I'm doing it again tomorrow.
And if you do it every night, you can tweak it as you go.
You can tweak it as you go, exactly. I mean, you are totally in control on stage. I feel like, dude, those shows, the live productions, even though this nation has a new habit of hate tweeting those things, it's kind of like a fun new national pastime
I
we have
love them.
of love tweeting or hate tweeting. We all get together and kind of watch these things. Like, those are so hard to pull off. It's
yeah.
crazy.
Would you ever want to do one of those?
Sure, I would love to.
They
if
should call
they'd
you.
Ask me.
So, Darren, by the way, if you're turning us on Darren Criss, we're going to get him a gig on one of these live TV productions. Now,
Let's do it.
when you're on stage, I've seen you perform, and you are just a fantastic performer. And I'm not just, whatever.
You're okay on the radio.
But thank you. When you're up on stage doing your thing, and I see you kind of look out there into the light, and I know you don't really see audience members because there's a lot of light on you, but you go to this place where you sound awesome, you look good, it makes sense, whatever you're performing, it just looks right. What are you thinking when you're performing? Are you thinking something silly? Are you thinking, like, are you
I'll tell you exactly what I'm thinking.
Where do you go?
Because I was thinking about this while I was at the DNC and how a lot of these people can rile up the crowd and get people going. I look at the performing arts is a service industry. It is a the audience is not. They think you think that you're there. They're there for you, but it's the other way around. You're there for them. And I take this back to when I was like playing bars and restaurants and stuff. Like, you can play for yourself all day, and while that can be a beautiful thing, and introspective artists, it can be a wonderful thing if you want to go into that space. But if you're playing for strangers in a bar, you want to play what's going to make their day and what's going to change the way they think about the way they're eating their meal. So you have to know your audience. So for me, I'm looking around and I'm trying to gauge in whatever broad strokes I possibly can, like, what's going to be the best time for these people. And that is what makes a better performance for me. It's this symbiotic thing. Like, you can't just go, okay, here's what I think will be cool, because you could show up and it's a different kind of crowd, or maybe it's raining, or they're tired, or the show got delayed. So you better like put some upbeat songs up front. So I'm constantly calculating what can make this the best show possible right now for these people, because the better time they're having, the better time I will have, and the better show it will be, and the cycle just kind of goes on and on.
So your favorite actor or performer, actress, anything?
The people, I think...
You find out the difference between what they're feeling on a stage with an audience versus in front of a camera with a crew. It's a whole different world.
It's a whole different thing, because that's what's great about having live audience, is that we're all experiencing in real time together. I mean, all of our favorite performers, people always go, oh, she was so great. She just looked like she was having a ball. And like, that's an infectious thing that like is important to see up on stage, So
well, that's why Elsie Fest, this concert event, this daytime event that Darren and his incredible family put together every year. That's why you need to go see these performers, because they're the ones who are on stage every night, or
giving 110%.
Yeah,
for nothing.
Doing these incredible, huge shows you've heard about on Broadway, off Broadway, and beyond. And now they have an opportunity to do it a little differently with just a little band on stage. They can dress cool, and the audience is just into it. Elsie Fest is coming up Labor Day Monday.
Yeah.
Coney Island on the beach. If you aren't even anywhere near New York, I want you to find a way to get tickets and come to New York. It's going to be a beautiful night, a whole day long. It's a whole day long and night long thing.
1 to 9 p.m., yeah.
Go to Elsie Fest. Do a search for Elsie Fest. Go to Ticketmaster.com today and get your tickets. You've got to come out to see Elsie Fest.
Definitely check out some of these artists. I think you'll recognize a lot more than you realize. I mean, Titus Burgess, who's one of our big names there, who's from Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. The cool thing about the show is that people might recognize their face or their name, but they don't know the people themselves. So seeing them outside of a character they've been playing on Broadway or on television is like a thrilling thing. When
Let's get him on the show. I would love to have him on our show.
He's incredible.
But now that you've heard Darren tell you about what it's like for them to perform for you, come to Elsie Fest and watch it happen in front of you. Excellent. We love you, Darren.
We love you guys. Thank
and
you
now
so
I love
much,
you. Now
Randy.
that you sang into my eyes.
Yeah, we can't go back. We're there now.
Can't erase that. All right, we'll be back after this. Thank you, Darren.
Thank you guys.